Hi, and welcome to the Tarot&Talks YouTube channel, a channel where I post videos with tarot readings on the cultural and political topics, on just current events, on astrological events and how they might be influential on you based on your zodiac sign, and just videos that I find interesting and just discussions on the topics that I find interesting. In today's video, I would love to share my reading on the possible 2022 midterm midterm elections, maybe some results, maybe just the process, and for some reason, it is very difficult for me to record this video. I have started a couple of times and it's very difficult for me to talk. I think that it is because it is not that easy to predict the results of it, but still I'm very curious about the 2022 midterm period because I think that it's very interesting. I think it's interesting what will happen with the Democratic Party, with the Republican Party, what will be going on, what will be the balance of powers between the parties, because I think that Democratic Party voters, they are not very happy with the president and what's going on. I think that they are not getting what they wanted. And I think that the position of Republicans should be stronger, but let's see. Because I am recording this video a second time now, I already have 3 cards uh, for each party, because that's how I would love to start. 3 cards for each party, and on my left I have Democratic Party, on my right I have cards for Republican Party, and this is not because of their political leanings. It just kind of happened that I decided to put it that way. So let's start with the Democratic Party. For them, first 3 cards, I pulled out Page of Swords, 2 of Swords in reverse, and Knight of Pentacles. So what I see for them, for the Democratic Party, Page of Swords tells me that their messaging is important for the midterms. What messages do they send out to the world? And with Page of Swords, their messaging is that they are smart, they are fighting for the good cause. They might be sassy, they might be critical, they might be maybe judgmental even. But this is their messaging, this is their platform, and for them, 2 of Swords also kind of symbolizes that, well, I think that 2 of Swords in this situation symbolizes that they, how do I say it? Like, they don't want to maybe wait anymore, and they are very rushing to act. They're rushing to do something. They cannot allow themselves to wait and to just like be here, be still, maybe contemplate. They need to act. But with Page of Swords, I think it's a very immature energy. I think it's energy. Yes, they want to get their message out, their ideas out, but like perhaps they're rushing too much. Perhaps they are not doing enough. And what would be very good for them is to maybe kind of slow down. This Page of Pentacles shows me that like while the Democrats, they have all of this like air energy and like very Russian energy. It would be much more beneficial for them to take it slow, and like Knight of Pentacles, as a card tells me that for them the best that they could do is to try to build a foundation, try to build some concrete understanding as to what they want. And I think this is kind of what they lack. They want to portray that they have it, but well, I don't like feel that they have it, and they should really work on it. What do we have for Republicans? We have 3 of Pentacles in reverse. We have 9 of Swords upright, and we have we have Knight of Swords upright. And it's very interesting to me that the situation is kind of mirrored, because we have 2 Swords cards and a Pentacles card for Democratic Party, and we have 2 Swords cards and a Pentacles card for Republican Party, which is like, I think it kind of shows me that the political system, despite there being 2 parties, the political system in itself is mirrored. The 2 parties might be different on the surface, but deep inside, actually they're the same. So with three of Pentacles, I think that for Republican Party, it is very difficult to consolidate. I think that there are different forces in the party which are like dragging the party maybe apart, because we have the Donald Trump side, of course, and maybe some libertarian type side, but we also have the old guard, neo-conservative type of side of things too. And the swamp that Donald Trump was talking about in the beginning of his presidency and during his campaign, he didn't drain that. And there are some forces that work against him. And I think as a party, because of it, it is stressed. I think that not everything is so well inside of the Republican Party. I think that there is a lot of stress and a lot of concern as to the results of their run. But Knight of Swords upright tells me that they truly believe that they are doing the good thing, they're doing the right job. And I think as a party, as a platform, they have this opinion of themselves that they are fighting for like truth or freedom or like everything good in the world. And maybe it will help, maybe not. And also like nights for me, it's also kind of about like the outward action, like more on the ground action. While, for example, we have pages for Democratic Party, which to me talks about the messages, so maybe Twitter messages, videos, as in pamphlets, whatever. While nights are about concrete maybe measures, like what do we do, how do we act. So it's more on the ground energy, and especially a Knight of Swords. So in preparation to the midterms, I believe the Republican Party will do more on the ground things, more ideologically driven things. So that's also very interesting. Let's just see more for each party. What else do cards want to say? So yeah, but like it's very interesting. Yes, I do believe that each party has its own problems. I think that each party has its own ambitions, of course, but its own problems, and the problems are surprisingly similar. I think that there is a concern inside of each party about the messaging, their ideology, the inner workings, and the like, how do we work as a party? What ideas do we have? Like, are we rushing or are we being too slow maybe? So it is a very interesting. And once again, the fact that there are two air and one earth element in each of the like first three cards, like for each party, I think it's also very telling. For me, once again, it says that like the problems and the concerns of each party are basically the same. So let's see. So Democratic Party. Let's see, this, and this, and Republican Party during midterm. During midterm. Yes, okay, that's it. This, and this. Okay, let's see. It's very interesting. Four of Swords upright, Page of Cups in reverse, and the World. So what's interesting to me is the Democratic Party. What's interesting to me, I think that, I don't think that their message will be believed. And I think that because like this card fell like in between of these cards, so I feel like it's the core, maybe the heart of the issue is that their messaging is not believable. They want to come off as a person who, because like Page of Cups, it's a very nurturing, caring, young person who comes with you with these very positive emotions, who wants the best for you, who promises you a lot, but but it's in reverse. I'm sorry, it's in reverse. So what it tells me is that like most probably people will have a very hard time believing this platform. And as a result of this like heart issue, first of all, I think that the Democratic Party will kind of go into retirement mode. And what I mean by that is that they will maybe draw back, scale back their outgoing communications. Because like I think that for them it's very important to revise what they're doing. Where are they standing as a party? What is their platform? What are their issues? What do they care about? What do they want to talk about to people? And with Four of Swords, it's like you see the person, it's kind of he. Well, I think it's dead first of all, but like Four of Swords, like it means like to lay down, to maybe retire, to kind of rejuvenate, maybe to take some time off, to heal. And I think that the party needs to heal because the party is very divided also. Democratic Party has a lot of people with different positions and they need to take some time off and to finally resolve the problem. Where do they stand? And the world to me says that there is like a certain shift that needs to happen. There is a certain shift that like new paradigm should happen for the Democratic Party because they need to level up, they need to go further, they need to like I don't know, it's like they've been in a loop maybe because they are not moving forward. They've been in a loop where they're like, yes, we do have this, for example, more on the left side of the party, and we have this constituency. We'll just promise them a lot, we won't give them anything, and then we will get elected because they voted for us hoping to get what we promised, but we won't give them anything, and then we'll repeat that process during the next election cycle. And like cycle needs to level up, cycle needs to be broken, and then you go to another level, to another cycle, but this cycle will be better, it will be a fresh start, fresh cycle, new world. They need to go there. So, what's for Republicans on the menu? Oh wow, this this will be very major for Republicans because 3 cards that we got, all of them are major arcana. So it's death card, it's lovers in reverse, and it's justice upright. So that card to me says that the Republican Party, like these midterms, will be extremely important for the Republican Party. These midterms will change this party. Like it will be like death and rebirth. And it's interesting that like for both parties, once again, I see the similarities because the World card talks about like ending of one cycle and starting another. Republican Party, oh my god, I got the chills. The Republican Party got death in upright positions, which also talks about like death and rebirth. To be born again and to rejuvenate and to start anew, you first need to die. And something needs to die, and something needs to go. And what needs to die? Well, I think that Lovers in Reverse talk about that. And Lovers in Reverse, once again, it kind of, to me, talks about like the failed partnerships, the failed alliances that needs to go away. It's like 3 of Pentacles kind of talks about like that, kind of talks about the same energy because the 3 of Pentacles in Reverse talks about inability to build something with other people, inability to cooperate, inability to like, for example, you have different visions, you have different understanding, and you cannot come to the same conclusion. So Lovers in Reverse tells me that like for Republican Party during midterms, I think that they will understand who are their friends and who are not, who should they work with and who should they let go. And I think that what needs to die off and what needs to change is their partnerships, their alliances, who they are accepting to the party and who they aren't. And with justice upright, I think legally, because it's upright, I think legally after the midterms, they will get the power. The Republican Party will have the power to maybe enact legislature that they want to enact. Maybe they will be given like access to like some legislature powers, or some powers that like have to do with like, not like, I don't think that it comes to like judging and courts, but perhaps, or maybe they will be just given the like what do they deserve basically, because justice also can mean that like you get what you deserve, you get like treated fairly, you get what is yours basically. That can also mean that too, but for me it's also like the power to maybe bring to justice what needs to be brought to justice. And let's pull 3 more cards. I think this will be a final pull for each party. 3 cards for each party. What is waiting for them during the midterms. But it's interesting to me that there's a lot, to me at least, there's a lot of there's a lot of similarities in the first 3 cards and with the world and death cards. Damn, but I think that as a result of midterms, Republican Party will come out stronger because they simply got more major arcana cards. This is also very important because it's a 78 card deck, and we only got like 21 major arcana, and we have 3 of them in one row for Republican. Don't get me wrong, the world card for Democrats is also very powerful energy, but it kind of talks about a little bit of another thing. To me, it talks about like Democratic Party having to like be reborn and having to like, I don't know, maybe not like establish the new world, like, but like there is new reality that it needs to enter for like itself basically. Yes, I want to take that. And for Republican Party, let's just see. But the Republican Party is not like all all, I don't know, flowers and rainbows. They have their fair share of problems too, and they also need to change. And for them, it might be even more difficult because they will have the power. So unlike Democratic Party, they won't be able to maybe retire and go into like hiding. But the death card, which is their change, their transformation, it is a more painful energy, to be honest. It's a much more difficult energy to work with. Because the world is a positive card, while death, well, I'm sorry, it's not that positive. It leads to positivity, but first you have to go through pain. So let's see. So, okay, we also got some major arcana for Democratic Party. So, Empress in reverse. Oh my god, Strength. I'm sorry, I forgot what it's called in English. And 10 of Wands in reverse. So, what it tells me is that I think after the midterms, like as a result of midterms, Democratic Party will feel not quite comfortable. Empress in reverse tells me that there is like a loss of comfort, loss of money maybe, loss of power, loss of ability to realize your projects and to move forward. So I think that like during these midterms they will be definitely losing, but they will be losing their comfort, first of all. Second of all, strength, upright. I think that it shows that they need to be strong. The party needs to be strong. They shouldn't like just totally stop doing things. They shouldn't totally just give up. No, they should fight and they should move forward. But like sometimes like and it talks more about the inner power, about the power of your ideology, the power of your belief, and they really will have to, despite losing their comfort and money and maybe their power, they need to find power not in the external sources, not in the money, not in the like, I don't know, courts, not in anything, but in their core as a party. What do they believe in? That's very important for them. And I think it will be difficult for them because 10 of Wands in reverse tells me that like they will really want to just give up. 10 of Wands in reverse tells me that like I want to give up, even though I understand that it will be cowardly, even though I understand that my reputation will be damaged. I am just tired. I cannot bear this burden anymore. And there will be, I think, an important struggle inside the Democratic Party as a result of midterms. How do we cope with losing power, with losing our like established positions? How do we find inner strength in our ideology, in our belief system? How do we change? How do we revolutionize itself? So it's very interesting because Republican Party it won't feel much good either because as I said, like they will probably have more power, but they have a lot of inner self doubt because they got 10 of swords also, like 10-10 once again, 10-10. You see, they got 8 of swords and all of them upright, of course, and they got king of swords, a lot of swords energy, so a lot of ideas and a lot of also things on their shoulder. So with 10 of swords in a upright position, I think that for Republican Party it is very, very important to understand what are they doing this for, like, or to understand that maybe that sometimes it's not everything in their power. Sometimes you can take too much onto yourself, and there is a meaning of 10 swords that like, kind of escapes me, that like things will get better, but first they will be difficult. And I think the 10 of swords in here talks more about the, once again, there's a lot of, to me, inner party workings. 10 of swords kind of to me talks that like there's like feeling of betrayal, and I kind of see this going like a red line through the reading for the Republican Party, the red line, that there might be betrayal inside the party, and the party might be a little bit shaky in terms of their members. And 8 of swords to me tells that like there is a chance that the party, maybe if it wins, it won't know like how to operate the power that they have. They might be feeling stuck. They might be feeling kind of like, okay, we got the power, what do we do now? Like, I don't even know, like, because the Republican Party not always uses the power that they have. They don't try to go all out there. Maybe they should. But the King of Swords upright tells me that there will be a person. Well, it's difficult because it's King of Swords, which tells me it's an older man of air sign, and well, it can be Trump because he's a king and Swords is an air energy and Trump is Gemini, so definitely air. But like also King of Swords is like a very strategical mind. It's a very powerful mind. It's not a very emotional mind. And in case of Trump, well, he's strategic. What he does not because he has like some desire to do that. Well, sometimes it is, but like mostly it is strategic. It is planned out. Like it's his plans. Not everyone understands them, but there is a plan, I believe, in his head. But Trump is not unemotional. Trump is not a cold person. He's very hot. He can get ignited very easily. So maybe it's him, maybe it's not. But I think there will be this strong person, this King of Swords, that will lead the party forward, that will kind of show the way. Because like once again, he like came in the middle of 10 of Swords and 8 of Swords. And to me, he is like the person that kind of leads the party through the possible inner betrayals and the possible like absence of understanding of to like how to act, what do we do next. To me, he's the person that clears the path, that shows the way and shows like what to do and clearly discerns like with surgical precision what do we do, what shouldn't we do, what should we care about, what we shouldn't care about. And but I think that inside of the party, even if it wins, the Republican Party inside will have a lot of inner struggles too. And it's very, and on that I will be ending this video, like this reading, but my thoughts is that the parties are actually very similar. The problems are quite similar. We have problems with identity, we have problems with members, we have problems of like not knowing what to do, how to continue existing, what do we represent, what do we work for, what do we fight for. And each party, I think during these midterms, I think that the Republican Party has a bit of an upper hand for them, judging not only by the tarot cards, but also by the situation as it is today, as I see it today. But I think that even if the Republican Party will win, they are not in a 100% secure position. They need to work on their party too. They need to understand who they are and who they want to be in the future. And the Democratic Party, of course, whether it wins or not, I think it is more likely to fail. But even if it wins, still, it has to understand what they want. They need to level up and they need to move forward. And there should be like a complete like revamp of the party, I believe, because as it is right now, it has like too many different ideologies, too much conflict, also like inner conflict as between the side of the party, the neoliberal side of the party, the central side of the party. Like there should be some consistency inside, and I don't see it right now. So if you like this video, please press like and subscribe to my channel. Leave your comments down below. I'll be very happy to read them. I read every comments, all the comments, every comment. I like them like by pressing like, and I like them personally in my heart. And I'm very happy to have you here. And stay tuned for more readings. Bye.